Aloha. 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 Welcome to our annual meeting and party and annual meeting. Thank you for coming. Thank you for understanding that we had to move it from Friday night with the rainstorm. I know that the timing is always a trick because of being a parish that has 3 worshiping sites, 4 congregations. Getting us all together, finding a time that works for everybody takes a little bit of planning, and then shifting when the plans don't always work out. So thank you for your understanding. We've got a few birthdays. We're going to start out with celebration. We're going to sing happy birthday to a few folks here, and then we're going to call the meeting to order. All right? That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to call the meeting to order. We're going to vote, because we've got more folks running for positions than positions open, so I'll take some time counting, but they'll do that while we're eating, and then we'll have some time of eating, and then let's start with, and sorry for those of you who weren't hear me earlier say, I don't have a cold, nothing contagious, I've got sinuses for some reason. I think the VOG on and off and such has got my sinuses going, and it's got my throat a little messed up, so that's why you're hearing the froggy sound. But we've got some birthdays, and we want to say happy birthday. I know Mei Ling. Where's Mei Ling? Right back there. Mei Ling, happy birthday. It's Frankie's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Frankie. It's, let's see, Kay, where are you, Kay? Kay's birthday today. And, the birthday cake is already lit for Kieran and Khalil. It's the twins' birthday this Wednesday. Before we sing, do we have any other birthdays this next week? Anybody? Bob, is it your birthday? Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, Bob. Anybody else? And B, your birthday. Saturday. All this week. Wow, what a great week. Many blessings. Hey, Clifford. Oh, yours is coming on Valentine's Day, Clifford. All right, happy Valentine's Day. 84. Congratulations. 10 going on 84. 84 going on 10. All right. Anybody else? All right. And instead of trying to get everybody's name in, we'll say happy birthday to you. All right? All right. Somebody lead us. Susan, lead us. Somebody else. Melanie, lead us. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Is Marnie and Linda here? Marnie and Linda?
Somebody else.
Who?
Linda had to run and go get Auntie Joe.
Oh, we are not going to start voting until they're here. So, did she?
Real quick, Liz got rear-ended
Okay. Here comes Marnie. We're going to call this meeting. Well, we've got a little bit of delay. We're waiting on Linda to go get Auntie Joe, and that's right here in town. And about how long ago did she leave?
When we first got, maybe like 20 minutes.
Okay, so we're going to wait on voting. This is part of us trying to find our way together. So we are going to say the grace. Say the grace. Marnie, come on up and say the grace. She knew I was going to ask her that already, so. She ran to the hospital to check on Annette Labonte, who's in ICU, so praying for Annette.
Yeah. The Lord be with you. And also with you. Ipulikako. Our gracious and loving God, wow, thank you for this glorious time. Thank you for this glorious day. Thank you for this glorious Parish Ohana. We are so blessed to be able to be a part of it. Thank you for so many coming to our annual meeting and party. And we ask you to bless our time together, our thinking, our deliberating. All that we think, say, and do, may it all be to the praise of your glory. In Jesus' name.
Amen. All right, we're going to continue on since Linda's here with it. 11:51. Our recording secretary, Jay-Z, just wrote that down. Parliamentarian. Martha brings her lawyer skills to being our parliamentarian. The first thing on our agenda is the receipt of the minutes of 2004 annual meeting. So it's there in front of you. Hopefully you've had a chance to look it over. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes? Motion. All right. Somebody say yes. All right, everybody motion them. Is there a second? All right, everybody seconded. All right, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Everybody agreed. All right, come on up here, Martha. Statement of qualification of voting in the election. Martha's going to read it, then you decide if you fit this. So here we go.
Okay. Members qualified to vote shall be those persons of 14 years of age or over, who at the time of such meeting shall be either A, communicants on the record of the parish, or B, baptized persons who have been contributors to the funds of the parish for 6 months or more, and whose names as regular contributors shall have been for that period entered or entitled to be entered upon the books of the treasurer of the parish.
So 14 years of age, a communicant on the records of our parish, or baptized persons who have been contributors to the funds of the parish for 6 months or more and whose names are regular contributors. So you decide if you fit that, all right? And that's going to allow you to vote. We need a quorum to vote, which is 32 people, all right? I'll say more about those who have served. But right now we're going to vote for the position of junior warden. We have Ian Hersey, who is nominated to serve as junior warden. Do we have any other nominations from the floor to serve as junior warden? This is a 1-year.
We're still passing up now.
Yep. Do we have anybody else from the floor? Hearing none, I have a motion to close nomination. Do I have a motion to close nominations? Marcy moved. Do we have a second? Mel seconded. All in favor? Aye. I call for a vote by acclamation for Ian. All those in favor for Ian serving as junior warden again this next year? Aye. All those opposed? Ian is traveling. Ian, if you're joining us via online, aloha, buddy. You got the job. May I have one of the ballots? Somebody hand me one. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, yep. Thank you. Vestry. Some of you remember just quickly, we expanded the vestry a year ago. This last annual meeting was the first time. We expanded the vestry from 5 at-large positions We expanded the vestry from 5 at-large positions to 6. So the vestry now consists of 9 with the wardens and the rector. And we also expanded 2 years to 3 years. So they're not only serving 2 years, but 3 years. But to get the rotation right, so every year we're rotating 2 at-large positions off, it takes us a couple years to get there. So we're electing 3 people. There's 3 positions open. There's 4 people running. Pat Anderson, where are you? Please stand up. Pat Anderson. John Crouch, please stand up. He's back there, raising his hand. Katie Findell, where are you? Please stand up. There's Katie. She's standing. Terry Greenwell. We got 4 folks running. Our parish bylaws do not allow for proxy voting or for absentee voting, so you have to be present to vote. And so what's going to happen is we're going to elect 3, and then we're going to come back and draw out 2. Those 2 will have the 3-year position, and then the third one will have the 2-year. And then next year we'll be on the right rotation going forward. So we have to do this one more year. Does everybody understand? You're going to do 3, and then we'll come back and draw out 2 that will have the 3-year, and the other one will have the 2-year. And Rick, oh shoot, we were supposed to designate that. So Rick Findell, where are you? And Allison Rofeld, where are you? You are appointed as our counters. Counters. So, do we have any nominations for the floor? Any nominations from the floor for vestry? Hearing none, do I have a motion to close nominations? Who said that? Rona Lee? Who said that? Jeannie Savage? Seconded by Jeannie Savage. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Great. So you have the ballot before you. You won't be writing anybody in. Do not write anybody in, but vote only for 3. If you vote for more than 3 or less than 3, I guess your vote, Martha, your ballot is null then, right? Can you vote for less than 3? I don't know. Just vote for 3. Vote for 3. Vote for 3. Fold them in half when you get them done. Everybody got a ballot?
Who's no? Who's no?
We're just doing vestry. We're only doing vestry. Then we'll eat. You got just another vote to go. Hang in there. We'll do delegates to convention. After that, you get to eat. A little floor show while we're waiting. Hold him up. So Rick and Allison go around and help collect.
Anybody else? Anybody else need a ballot?
You only get to vote with 1 ballot. But if you don't have a ballot, ask Bobby. Rick and Katie, no more ballots? No more ballots? You're voting for Pat, John, Katie, and Terry. Vote for 3 of them. Thank you each for being willing to serve. Please do not take the one person who's not going to be elected as a reflection of anything other than we have 4 congregations and not everybody knows each other and such. So this is no reflection on you. This is us just making our ballots and letting it go where it is. There's plenty of opportunities to serve in different capacities. Any other ballots? Any other ballots? Raise your hand high if you still got a ballot. Raise your hand high. This is just for vestry, not for delegates to convention, not for delegates. Any other ballots? Going once. Any more? Tim's got 1. Going twice. Hold him up in the air if you still got him. Hello. Any other further vestry votes? Ooh, stomachs are rumbling.
Get it to the right place.
Yep, don't worry.
One more coming.
One more coming. One more coming. One more coming. All right, I think that's it. Yes?
Okay.
Nobody else? All right. Thank you. We have now the last, and then we're going to eat. Delegates to diocesan convention. Somebody remind me when is convention? It's like October 20, mid-October. You'll be going over on Friday and Saturday. We ask all delegates to go to the Education Day plus be at the Business Day. You've got 7 people running for 5 positions willing to serve. Thank you, each of you, for being willing to serve. Pat Anderson, please stand again. Stand up. Pat Anderson. Sharon, please stand up. Sharon. Sherry Dupaya, where are you? There you are. Sherry. Crystal, please stand up. There's Crystal. Hans Lorange, please stand up. Andrea Smith. Where's Andrea? Okay, so Andrea is not here, okay? Thank you for your willingness to serve, Andrea, if you're joining us. Thank you all for your willingness to serve. Vote for 5 and 5 only. When you get it done, these are delegates to convention.
Anybody else need a delicate palate?
From the floor. Are there any nominations from the floor? Sorry about that. Hearing none, do I have a motion to close nominations? Tim, motion. Second? Second. Eric, seconded. All those, Bruce, sorry. All those in favor? Vote for 5. Always, someone needs to not be able to go. Plans change, and so someone you'll probably be going. With 5 people, with schedules and such, you'll probably be going. Those of you visiting from other churches, joining us as friends, or you have a second parish home, I'll be interested to know how our annual meeting compares to yours.
No comparison.
You don't want to know? This is joyous, happy, organized.
Let's not push it.
Raise your ballots up in your air if you've got them. Going one. I know we follow Grace Robert's rules, but ultimately it's Grace rules. Anybody?
Is that a person grace or is it just the idea of grace?
Grace rules.
Hey, don't be smart, Henry.
No, I was
I
kind
think we only have one Grace, Grace Bostock. Is that the only Grace in our congregation? I think so. Hey, happy birthday, Grace. Raise them high in the air. Anybody else? Going once? Twice? 3 times. Thank you for your willingness to serve. All of you who have put your name forward, thank you for your willingness to serve. We'll say more about those who have served. God's blessing upon this meal we're about to eat, and us to your service, O Lord. Amen. We're going to make 2 lines, yes? 1 on each side. Is that what we're doing? Yeah? 1 line. Are we serving folks, or they're getting their own? All right. Make your way out out that way and work your way back in. Why don't those on that side go first, and we'll just keep moving our way on tables over. Let's eat. Thank you for food you brought. Thank you to the community meal for providing food. Thank you for Bobby for music.
go. Flip this around. I don't know how much battery you got. You have a charger in your office? I was going to guess, but I think, didn't want to be sure. So where are you guys going? Up? I love Mallwine. You got to walk in, which is unfortunate. But there is the I love Mallwine. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit snobby. Of course, it's like Oh, today, I don't know weekend. I don't want the weekend just because it's better. Yeah. And I don't think that there will be some weekends that are simple that are working. I can go on Monday. Yeah, go look.
Nice, good.
Once you start again, oh, that's
Wow, you're still online.
Aloha, so everybody is eating, so we should be starting probably the meeting part in another 10 minutes probably.
We're gonna. Oh, Bobby. You just turn me on. We're gonna come back to the business portion of our meeting here in just a minute. So get up, do what you need to do, get yourself a second helping. There's plenty there. Let's just give a huge round of applause and thank you to Melanie Holt and Tim Bostock and to Jay. But they will be the first to say as well that their daughter was the one who cooked this for us. So we're just very, very thankful to Jasmine Bostock, Jazzy Bostock. She cooked it and then went back to church to preach at her church. So thank you, Jazzy. So enjoy a few more minutes and then we're going to call back to order. But go and get seconds. There's plenty and there's dessert. calling us back together. We didn't suspend the meeting or anything. We just kind of took a little break to eat. And with that, I do want to make a point of clarification that honor the diocesan bylaws. We had to make sure the meeting was called to order before January 31st. Certainly the storm prohibited that, so we did a quick procedural calling the meeting to order and then immediately suspended. So actually today what we were doing was reconvening, not convening for the first time. Next year I say we have it's happened 2 years in a row now. Annual meeting. We'll just all come spend New Year's Day morning maybe together. We'll figure it out next year, but we'll do it a little differently next year. But you do what you got to do, and we made it work. Following the agenda, just a few more minutes, and if you haven't already got dessert, please feel free to do so as you need to and want to. They're still counting the election results, so we'll get to that in just a few minutes. We have receipt. Oh, I think we're going to wait just a minute then. We're going to have receipt of reports, and that's just 4 of them. We only do 4. We put together very detailed, and a huge mahalo to Donna Brown. Donna Brown, if you're joining us online. That's all for you, Donna. Donna puts our newsletter together faithfully week after week, but she also takes on the annual report every year, and so Donna, thank you for this. It's a lot to put together, not only for Donna, but all of those who submitted reports. Great care was taken in doing so. I think we're going to have 1 or 2 reports, and then we'll review this. Yep. Go get some food, eat. You guys have worked up an appetite counting ballots. Great care was put together. We asked folks, and there's certainly some folks I know we missed. We try every year to add to this to get it more succinct in making sure that we're providing everybody who has a ministry area. Everybody who has a ministry area to have the chance to report on that, to make sure people know what's happening in our parish, Ohana, and it's documented for years to come. So we only have 4 reports. We try to keep it very succinct, and it is the rector's report, the senior warden's report, Mel Pobre, our junior warden's report, Ian Hersey, and then Michael Thompson, our parish treasurer's report. My report was long. It was sent out to you twice as a newsletter and also as a link in the report. I'm not going to go through it. It's there before you. There's a hoop and a holler yes that I heard there. But there are just 3 things I wanted to mention very, very quickly, just 1 minute, 2 minutes. And that's to say, wow, what a difference a year makes. Really a difference a year makes. It's been such a joyous year. Last year at the annual meeting, I was pretty spent. The pandemic and coming out of that and through the pandemic, I didn't realize, I don't think, how spent I was. And so I came into that first part of this year, and we got to kick it off with such joy at St. Columba and celebrating with Bishop the renovations for outreach and mission, and to kick off this year on that note, to start there and to celebrate that, boy, it set it off on a good tone, and it just kept getting better from there. And that was pretty a high point. And so I'm so thankful. I mean that like that. I wasn't looking for that. No. I'm the one that's applauding you. That was me applauding you, saying thank you for, as I was preaching today, thank you for allowing me the grace that you give me and to participate in the joy. The joy was back, and it was back in tenfold, and it was so great. I could go through everything here. I'm going to lend that to you. I tried to mention and acknowledge, and it's too exhaustive to say thank you to everybody who was so instrumental this past year. We have an amazing staff, amazing lay leadership that make everything happen. To be able to serve that with the staff, this vestry, to be with Marnie and Linda and now Kavika to serve clergy colleagues, it's just such a joy. To be able to say that here we are on the cusp of incorporating this building into the new building, the gathering place. Some folks, I imagine, thought it was a pie-in-the-sky dream, but God had plans, and we've lived into those plans, and we've worked together, we've heard one another, we walked together, and to say thank you to so hard those of you who have given to this project, given to what is going to be the place for decades and decades to come, where we'll gather, we'll have a proper kitchen under one roof with bathrooms that are accessible. Kupuna will know that if everything would come together, we can break ground. Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe even as early as August. So just really, really exciting. And thirdly, something that's been on my heart, and I'm just really excited. We stepped towards this. We invited Kavika Jackson. We really contracted with him to see if there's a junior possibility for ministry, and we found out pretty quickly. And so the vestry, at the last vestry meeting just this past week, they approved I'd love to say that it had benefits that could add to it, but what I am really thrilled to say is the position is fully funded, but there are some times that it's very appropriate, certainly you're wanting to fund that really you haven't, it's not there in a way yet that it's still establishing. And so folks who stepped up that wanted to see this themselves become a reality at our parish, Ohana. We're going to try it for 1 year, see where it goes. The position description was approved. Thank you to everybody who had a hand in helping to craft that. It's going to be a working document as we figure out what works in our parish. If you would love, if this is near and dear to your heart, I think we have a better chance of somebody coming on board in this position if we could offer benefits. But that's significantly, well, not significantly, but a good chunk higher. So if those that have sponsored this program, thank you. But if it's also near and dear to your heart, this is above your stewardship. Stewardship keeps us all running. This is not cutting into your stewardship. This is something that is near and dear to your heart. Above that, come see me. I'd love to be able to change this, to go back to the vestry and say, look, we've got the money to be able to offer benefits. I think we have a bigger pool of folks we can go to. We'll get that position description put out there this next week. It would be a position that the person is here at St. James 1 week and St. Columba the next. We see the opportunities for both in congregations at our parish as a whole and work together, and we'll just have to see what works. What we found is some amazing things are happening with youth in our parish, Ohana. St. Columba opened up the door and they got 50 kids streaming down every Wednesday to the after-school program. We've restarted the after-school ministry here. It is really exciting to see the ways in which God is moving us in through our parish, Ohana. So that are the three things that I wanted to highlight. Do you have any questions of me? All right, plenty of opportunity. Door always open. Glad to get a cup of coffee. If you want to talk to me, I'm glad always. I'm going to introduce now and say thank you to Mel Pobre. He's been appointed the past 2 years to serve as our senior warden. Mel, thank you for serving in this position. Come forward, brother. Hand me that clap. Jay-Z has a lei for you. Senior warden is a role that is appointed for 1 year. I'd like to, it takes about a year to figure out what you're doing as a senior warden, and I love for a senior warden to at least be in that position 2 years, usually not more than 2. It gives the opportunity to really populate the congregation with people who have served as senior wardens, and so that ministry then spreads out. But a senior warden has a particular ministry of being the eyes and the ears of the congregation, that kind of relational bridge, if you will, between rector and congregation, and leads in the absence of a rector. So it's a very important role, and I thank Mel these last 2 years. Mel took it on as his responsibility, as his kuleana, to be at the different services. He would often be at 3 different services every weekend. We were going to put a collar on this guy. He did a great job making himself available, known, and willing to hear and listen. So thank you, Mel.
Thanks, Father David. And you people heard what his description was of a senior warden. And when he offered me this position, I thought about it. Took about a week. And then I came back and I told him, okay, I'll do this under one condition. that I've got to have fun. And if I'm not having fun, I'm out of here. And so that's how it kind of began. And I also said, I want to feel the burn of what you and Marnie and Linda go through in providing the services, preparing for them, doing all the things that you guys do. And so that kind of led me to participating or attending all 4 services, just to get a feel of what's happening in this congregation. And so with these 4, as David had mentioned, beach mass on Saturday, 7:30 and the 9:30 here at St. James, and then 9:30 at St. Columba on Sunday. And I didn't know this, but about 177 people, because each don't like so much, but here's another thing that I learned, that we, St. James, is the largest parish, or the largest church in the parish, second to the cathedral in Honolulu. And that's really amazing. As you look around and you see all the people from the various services, I have to really acknowledge that we are so fortunate to have the winter visitors, the ones that come and they participate and are so involved with the parish, the ones that come every year. And so we have this additional injection of parishioners that are really faithful and so helpful to us. And we are wide on this island. We have a couple here from Hawaii Paradise Park. They're sitting right there. They come to the Pawilo service, and they wanted to come to our annual meeting here. And that's some dedication. But it was a beautiful drive for them. A beautiful drive for them today, and we're just all very happy that they're here. I'm honored to have had the opportunity the last couple of years, and without having any of the experience, and Father David just appointing me, I had to do a lot of catching up. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from this position, and I'm very honored and thankful for the opportunity. And David had mentioned a few things that he is very thankful of that happened in the last couple of years. I want to also reiterate on that. One was from the so-called small parish, we were able to contribute $100,000 to the Lahaina wildfire effort. And it's all of you guys. It's all of us. And then there's that about $800,000, close to $1 million renovation of the Pawilo St. Columba, the effort of what we wanted to do for the community. And all the work and the people who coordinated all of this is really, we have it all here in the church. We're really grateful to have such expertise in fundraising and so on. And the biggest one here is what Father David had mentioned. Can you imagine in a couple years we'll be having a celebration like this in a totally new building? And some of these larger timbers that you see will be incorporated in this new building, but this thing's going to come down, and hopefully by August of this year we will see some demolition happening. That's all predicated on the funding and the planning and everything else, but everything seems to be in line and moving forward. And moving forward, we are in good hands. Thank you.
Mel, we have a plaque for you. Aloha Keakua, God is love, of course. presented with our deepest appreciation and warmest aloha to Mel Porbay for your faithful and steadfast leadership as our senior warden 2023 to 2025. Your unwavering devotion to God and your parish, Ohana, helped us celebrate all that God is doing in and through our parish, Ohana. Mahalo nui aloha, Mel. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
And I always keep saying, I question my faith still. I'm not really into the whole church belief thing, but I've gotten closer. I've really gotten closer.
That was my sermon this morning. As Mel has finished his appointment as senior warden, God bless you, Mel, I'm thrilled to say that. Thank you, Holly. Hey. Mel, some of you don't know, was a young boy when he went to school here at HEA. And then, Hans, you also attended right there. And so, two folks that have long history with our parish, Ohana.
David, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
To the left of Jazzy's.
On in our receipts is Ian Hersey. As I said to you before, Ian is, I had a business meeting. He could have been here Friday, but he was not able to be here with us today. Ian, we're sending you our aloha and thank you for all you did this past year. Normally, a warden, that's kind of like vice president and president of the church board, only to serve 2 years, just really giving more and more folks. Ian was willing to stay on this past year to see the completion of the project at St. Columba, and he's willing to stay on as we start this project. So that is why, so thank you, Ian, for that. If you're not careful, you'll burn a warden out. A vestry member, certain people, certainly those of you in other positions of leadership, we need to be mindful of how we care for one another, and one of those ways in which is we overtax somebody. And so we just want to be mindful of caring for you, Ian, but we thank you for willing to serve in this position. This is his last time, all right, other than that. So be thinking, if your heart's calling you or you know somebody, they should start shadowing Ian, all right? Get involved with building and grounds this next year, all right? And so that would be a great thing, and it would let me put it in the positive, it would increase his comfort in knowing he's handing it off to somebody. So start praying and thinking about that. Our last report then, you've got Ian's written report in your annual booklet there that was emailed to you, is to invite our parish treasurer, Marcy Yardley, you've served in this position. Tim Bostock, you've served in this position. Lou Chartrand, you've served in this position. Anybody else I'm missing? Just Julie has served in this position. Anybody else? It's a lot. It's in the church. Churches talk about this. The hardest position to fill in the church is a parish treasurer. It takes someone who's got a particular set of gifts. And we have been so blessed by those who have been willing to step forward and serve in this. And you've done it now the last 7 years, haven't you? 7 years as our treasurer. God bless you, brother. He's willing to do it one more year. But to make sure, again, that we're being good stewards of him and his energy, is we have formed a finance committee that will meet with Michael and a few other folks who get themselves familiar with the finances. And also those of us on vestry who are not particularly finance minded have another group of folks that are watching and serving with Michael. So Michael, come on up, and then we're going to have your report, then we're going to announce the election results, and then we're going to be POW with a closing prayer. Where my voice goes. You can hold it if you'd like.
Aloha. Aloha. Well, it's a real honor and privilege to report to you each year on the financial situation of the church. There in your packet for the annual meeting, at the end of the packet, there's a statement for next year. So when you have a chance, go through those. I won't go through them in detail today. but I do have good news and good news.
That's how we like.
The vestry at the beginning of last year we had an approved budget of a deficit actually of about $48,000, and we have ended the year 2024 strongly in the black.
Amen.
So in the financials that you have, we reported income of about $55,000. We did, a couple of days ago, we got a report from the diocese. We have investments that are through the diocese and their financial managers. We have a little over $1 million invested in various funds. And we get a report each quarter from the diocese with the results of that quarter. The fourth quarter of the year, which is October, November, and December, we usually don't get until very close to the end of January. So when our financials were published for this meeting, we did not have the fourth quarter results. We do have them now. We had income of about $13,000 in our portfolio for the fourth quarter. So that brings our income from the year up to about $68,000 versus a budgeted deficit of 48. So we're over 100,000 head of budget for the year. I just wanted to comment that a large portion of that is due to all of you. Our contributed income for church operations, net of any contributions for the gathering place, not including any gathering place contributions, about half of our income comes from you, comes from our congregants. And then we had also just one more really favorable result was from the thrift shop. Our thrift shop went great guns during the year and contributed a very large amount to our bottom line. So thank you, Rana. For the turning to the budget for calendar year 2025, the vestry and Father David and I and our bookkeeper and JC start work on the budget every year in September for the following year. And it takes about 4 months to hammer out a budget. We budget by individual sections within the congregation. So we have kind of an operating budget for this campus. We have a budget for the community meals for this campus. We have a budget for the community meals for Paula, St. Columba's. We have a budget for St. Columba's operations. And now we have a budget this coming year for the gathering place separate. So we have different aspects. We budget for each of those differently, and then we combine them all into what you see in your package. So we are budgeting for 2025 a deficit of about $8,000 in total. And this is based on a number of figures we know pretty closely as we're working on the budget. Some of them are a little bit of a guesswork based on actual results from this year. But we feel pretty confident that the vestry and myself and Father David feel pretty confident that we've been fairly conservative in the budgeted numbers. And so, compared to last year's budgeted deficit of 48,000, we're coming in at about 8,000 deficit this year. Hopefully we can achieve, the positive results that we did in 2024, but it's a pretty modest budget. It's almost break even. I'd just like to say that I'll take any questions now, but I did want to say also that At any time, if you have any questions about our finances, we have a monthly vestry meeting, and I do a treasurer's report to the vestry every month, and that report is on our website, so that you can always check out the treasurer's report as we go through the year. You can check out month to month and see how we're doing. And in my treasurer's report for the vestry meeting, I have my telephone number and email address. So you can always call me or email me if you have any questions or want to have a deeper discussion about any of the church's finances. No? Okay.
Let's give another applause for Michael. Colleen, are you here? Colleen, our new bookkeeper. It's been great to welcome Colleen on staff. So we thank her for the work that she and Michael do together, and all those who work together. Thank you. It's a lot of work. It's a $1.6 million budget. It's a lot of details, a lot of pieces, and to get it to where we think we're about $7,000 to $8,000 within that number, it takes a lot of work. So thank you all for everyone, and thank you to everybody who gives. Thank you to everybody who supports what God is doing here. I am going to say, raise your hand if you don't have to rush right off, and you can help stay and clean up a bit. That means taking the paper off, taking the trash out. That means putting tables up. Who can stay and help? Bless you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Those that are elected to vestry member, I need you immediately. Vestry members, Michael included as treasurer. You're not a voting vestry member, but please come. We're all walking over to the church real quick. We'll convene the first vestry meeting of this new vestry, and you will appoint treasurer and clerk of the vestry, and you'll set your next meeting. So immediately adjourning, those that have been elected and the current continuing vestry members, make your way over to the parish the church. I want to say thank you as we announce the vestry members and delegates to convention. I want to say thank you to Sherry. Sherry, please stand up again. I'm sorry, Sherry. Joe Bollinger, is Joe here? Joe Bollinger? Okay, Joe's not here, but thank you to Joe for having served. I know he had emergency tooth surgery this weekend. So Joe, sending you our aloha and thanking you for your service. And Hans, you're not getting away so quick. You got, I don't know if it's promoted or demoted. Yes. First. But thank you for your service as well. And thank you for those who served as our diocesan delegates this past year. Please stand up. You served as our delegates this past year. Please stand up. Our delegates this past year. Delegates this past year. Thank you for serving. Thank you for serving. All right. Rick Fendel or Allison Rofeld, please come up and announce. And then we'll close in prayer. Don't leave right after voting. There's plenty food. Take home food for dinner tonight. Rick, thank you.
Thank you. Ian Hersey won the election for junior warden. We're still working on the rest of them.
It was close. It was close.
All right, for vestry, coming up, the top vote getter for vestry, Katie Fendel with 63 votes. Terry Greenwell with 61 votes. Pat Anderson with 54. John Crouch had 45 votes, so very, very much clustered together. Katie, Terry, Pat are your new vestry members.
All right.
And the results for delegates to the diocesan convention. Hans was with 65 votes. Sharon with 63. Sherry with 60. Crystal with 59. And Pat Anderson with 49 are your 5 delegates. Ruth with 38. Andrea Smith with 37 votes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you.
We have one more thing.
Thank you all for serving.
Don't go away. So Terry. Who was elected, Terry?
Katie, Terry, Pat.
Katie, Terry, Pat. Were the 3 that were
Were the 3 that were elected.
The first 2 that pull out will pull out of the hat here will serve 3-year terms. The last one will serve a 2-year term.
Okay.
I don't know who the winner is on that. Everybody say 2 year. All right. So I'll mix them all up. All right. We get this rotation right. The first 3-year term is?
First 3-year term is Pat. Second 3-year term is Terry.
And then Katie gets the 2
Katie
year.
gets the 2 years. Okay.
Thank you. Pat's like, did I win? Did I?
Is that really winning?
John, don't you go anywhere because there's life changes and we need oftentimes someone to fill that position. The same is true for the diocesan convention. As I said before, life changes on us, and we often need folks to serve in other positions. And so just know we thank you for being willing to put your names forward and to be willing to serve in this ministry. If this is not where at this moment you're serving, believe me, there's plenty of opportunities to serve. So we have that to look forward to. Have we completed everything on the agenda? I believe we had. I said it in my report, but I didn't say it up front. I didn't say it up front, but I'd like the parish staff to stand. Please stand. Parish staff. Jay-Z Jardine, Susan Acasio, Youth Ministries Coordinator, Marnie Cater, Associate Rector, Linda Lundgren, Associate Rector, Rona Skoll, Coordinator of Community Meal Ministry, Thrift Store Ministry, forgive me. Mei Ling, you're standing there in the back. Community Meal Ministry. Frankie Pang, our sexton. Everett Knowles, our Director of Music. I saw Rona Lee, but I don't see her here right now. Am I missing anybody that's not here right now? I mentioned Colleen, Juanita. I'm sorry, Gregory is not here right today. So we remember and thank Gregory for his ministry with our community meal ministry. Juanita with the thrift store ministry. Who am I missing? Kavika Jackson. Kavika is serving. One of the things that happens when you're a retired priest is you get gobbled up by everybody who needs somebody to supply. So blessings on your worship today, Kavika, wherever you're serving. Anybody else? Amazing staff. We are so blessed. Our bookstore ministry is lay staff. Those not paid, but certainly share their gifts, which Sissy and Dick Levins, God bless them for their ministry, and everybody else who served with that. Great job. All right, I'm going to ask Linda to come up and do our closing prayer.
David, can I say a word about gathering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, come up to the mic because we got folks online.
Real quick. I know.
It's a good opportunity.
You're right. I couldn't resist it. So Michael and I had a quick get together. We realized that we had $1.5 million at the beginning of 2024 with initially that big 1 million donation and then some other pledges right at the end of 23. And then at the end of 2024, we had almost exactly 3.6 million. So 2.1 million raised in the year. Wow. Pledges and donations. So it's pretty amazing. Concurrent with pledges and concurrent with other support. And in this month, because we're just at the beginning of February, in this 1 month, we're now brushing against 3.8. So we've been going fairly nicely in this year. I should let you know that we have just applied to the state for Grant in Aid Capital Improvement Project, $250,000. Wow. And that went in on time and it's approved as a valid application. I'll be going to the Senate in 2 weeks' time, possibly with this guy. He doesn't know about this yet. And we'll be meeting senators and congressmen and talking about the project. But meantime, if you have the opportunity to talk to in our region it's David Tarnas and Tim Richards, Senator and Congressperson, down in Coahuila, Lorraine Inouye, and still Tim Richards? I don't remember. Okay, if you have any connection with any congressman, congressperson, representative, or senator, please chat to them real briefly and say, I hope you're supporting. David Tarnas and Tim Richards have strongly supported this, and they are supporting me going forward and helping me get interviews. It's a rapid process. It takes a few weeks. You're very lucky if you can get any senator to really pay you any attention for 3 minutes. I'm planning to go with, I don't know, Mamaki tea and Waimea honey and possibly an apron that says, feed people of body and soul, kind of make an impact, but you just get a few minutes. And then there is a formal presentation that will be in at beginning of March. And I've been to this before, it's in the Rotunda. They pay you no attention. In and out, wandering around, talking to each other. So that's why you go before. Because this formal presentation is, they're not listening. So it's a very swift process, and then you hear nothing, and then around about June or July they say, you've got it or you don't got it. So that's where we're at, and there are other grant applications too, but I should let you know about the political piece, because it's important. We are asking our state for money for the project that we think will benefit our community, and we believe in that, and we want them to believe in it too. Okay, thanks.
I said this is the gathering place. We are in caring for one another. We're risking burning this guy out, particularly with grant writing. So this is, for those of you joining us online, this is a great ministry for those who might not be here year round, but can be a part. So thank you to Tim, and I know Lori Cook, you've helped with that. Who else has helped with grant writing? And Ruth Smith, you've helped with that. Thank you. So the more folks we get raised up in this ministry, it'll really help your parish, Ohana, as a whole, and keep us from burning Tim out. So thank you, Tim. Linda, come on up and give us a closing prayer, and then we'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Okay, Apule Kako. Oh, most holy God, this has been an amazing time together as your community. As your hands and feet, we always go over this incredible island, just spreading your love. And especially here today, we have spread that love with each other. Thank you for that gift that you've given to us in this beautiful, amazing parish. All these beautiful faces who just smile with that love of you. We just look at each other and see you, and it's an amazing thing to see. So thank you for bringing us through so many hardships to that joy, that pure joy that only knowing you can give to our soul. So we offer this to you, Lord Christ, because we love you. Every one of us loves you, and every one of us wants to serve you. And with that, we raise our voices with one big praise God. Praise God. Amen.
Amen. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion. Jeannie? Do we have a second? Second. No debate. Jay-Z, you pick whoever. And all those in favor? Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Those that can stay and help clean up, please do so. Thank you to Mei Ling, Frankie, and to everybody who helped set up this morning. I know other folks jumped in. And vestry members immediately over to the church. We can go in the back door. Back to the back door.